Hi, I'm Earl, a fifth-year student of Ateneo de Manila University studying chemistry and material science and engineering. Let's talk about Natto cells as living nanoactuators. Bacillus subtilis natto is an ancient bacterium that expands and contracts relative to atmospheric moisture. This is called hygromorphic transformation. Traditionally, it is used as a fermenting agent, but the biologic team from MIT Media Lab explored its hygromorphism. They began research in 2014 and ended October 2015 with a shape-changing composite biomaterial with latex as substrate and natto cells as actuator. An actuator is a component of a machine that activates a mechanism. In one of their experiments, they applied the material as a synthetic bioskin, so the control signal for the bioactuator is sweat. This stimulus causes flaps around heat zones in the body to open, enabling sweat to evaporate. So obviously, they're trying to address the issue of discomfort among athletes and dancers when sweating. Their key insight into the problem is by experimenting on its response to a particular stimulus, a bioactuator like the nattobacteria can be used to develop smart materials. They studied natto's expansion and contraction behavior and calibrated it. Their setup is shown in this diagram. They blew humid air from the flask onto the material, and then to dry it up, they applied a particular voltage. The results are shown in this graph. Y-axis is bending curvature, and x-axis is relative humidity. As you can see, as relative humidity increases to around 88%, the natto expands and the material is flat. And as relative humidity decreases to around 32%, it contracts, and so it curves. In overview, what they demonstrated in the lab are the following. First, they cultured natto cells in a bioreactor. Second, they created a biofilm inkjet printing system. Third, they printed different patterns on the fabric for different behaviors. Fourth, they mapped major heat and sweat zones in the body, and that's where they applied the breathing zones. Now, do they have a patent? Well, of course, it's MIT. They filed for a patent right after they finished the project, and they declared pretty much everything. Them trying to patent everything only goes to show that they believe they have something significant on their hands, and the extent of the invention disclosure suggests that they want to be the mother patent for the application of bioactuators for hygromorphic shape control. Now, aside from clothing flaps, what are other possible applications? One, in the field of education, the technology may be used in itself to create books that not only has pop-up figures, but that come alive when sprayed with water. How about new paths for change that create value? Well, there are a lot. So far, they've only used wild-type cells, so new paths for change is offered by biochemistry. How? Well, the DNA structure of the nattobacteria can be engineered to come up with new properties for the final material. For example, a gene may be added for it to have color-changing properties in response to outside stimuli, much like ketosute from After Earth. Another, a gene for bioluminescence from jellyfish may be added for it to glow in the dark. Finally, a gene for detecting substances may be added. Application in food containers are possible wherein it can be used to detect nitrogenous compounds, sulfides, or organic acids, which are commonly produced by spoiling food. And so your food container can alert you that the food inside is no longer safe for eating. Of course, the tendency is that you'd rush to eat everything to avoid spoilage, that you may end up looking like this happy guy. Well, even for his case, bioactuators can find some use. Due to self-duplication and self-assembly of living organisms like natto, we can eventually design interfaces that not only self-heals, but also grows. Finally, another opportunity is applying natto cells in combination with phase-change materials or PCMs. PCMs can cool in response to heat and can heat up in response to the cold. When applied together, not only will the clothing allow for sweat evaporation, but additional cooling effect will be contributed by the PCMs. That's it. That's natto cells as living nanoactuators for you guys. Thanks for watching.